Hey, what is going on? Happy Football Friday. Wow, what an NFL game last night. That sure was fun, Aaron. Could not believe how it ended. I mean, am I right? Unbelievable, dude. So excited for this weekend. Massive week number 2 of college football coming up. A great slate, which we're about to break down for you, okay? We're here on the Volume Sports YouTube channel. This is Snaps, your new favorite daily college football show, and you're learning what we do every Friday is we give you our 3 best bets. Now, my 3 best bets ended 1-2 last week, thanks to the LSU debacle. Aaron, how did your 3 best bets do last week?
2-1, so I got a nice early lead on T-Bob. It's always nice to come out of the gates hot, feeling good, nice and juicy. And anytime you're above 500, it's always a good day because you know what that means? That means I'm making money, T-Bob, and I got a second kid on the way, so I got to make some money. So we're going to be making some more wagers this weekend, see if we're still hot.
Yeah, hopefully. Nice and juicy wagers coming at you right now. Okay, I'll start here. My first best bet of the weekend. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Saturday night, after a full day of college football fun, you wanted some shenanigans? Midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, your boys from Snaps are going to be doing a full rundown of the day. 3 best bets. Mine bet number 1, best bet. South Carolina plus the 8.5 at Arkansas. Much like the Swamp, it looks like Fayetteville for a second weekend in a row is going to host one of the day's certified bangers. Here's the deal, though. Arkansas looked great last week. One of the most technically clean fights of the day between them and Cincinnati. It was a hard-hitting game, a physical game, a big game. I think there's, potential for maybe a bit of a hangover effect that. But it's less about any of that, and it's more about I believe in Beamer ball. I believe in what's going on in South Carolina, and I think Arkansas wins this game, but 8.5 feels like a lot from a Beamer team, a South Carolina team that is believing in themselves. So I don't think South Carolina wins, but I feel very comfortable in taking the Cox plus the 8.5.
I'm going to stay on that game. I love where you're at with it being a little bit closer than what obviously that 8.5 line is, but I'm going to go with the under 52.5 total points for the football game right now. Was not impressed with South Carolina in that offense. It looked pretty darn bad, actually. Offensive line was average at best. Spencer Rattler looked like his eyes were in the wrong place. His feet were in the wrong place. Inaccurate through 2 pretty bad interceptions. A lot of stuff that I don't think is going to get cleaned up from the first week to the second week. So I don't think they go out there on the road, hostile environment, and score a lot of points. And then you look at Arkansas. A lot of new weapons from last season are still working out the kinks right now. I love their quarterback. I think he's going to continue to get better and better as the season goes on. I just think both offenses are in our place right now where they're good, not great. You mentioned the hangover last week for Arkansas going against Cincinnati. You may see a little bit of that early in the game. I just think it's going to be a slow start. I think it's going to be a lot of special teams, a lot of defense, a lot of offenses still trying to figure out their identity here early on in this SEC season. So I am taking the under 52.5 for this football game.
I mean, I love a lot of special teams. We all know Beamer is to special teams as chocolate chips are to delicious cookie dough. I mean, it's just a match made in heaven. Aaron, you can take the lead with your best bet, number 2.
My best bet, we all remember the game last weekend, Appalachian State hosting North Carolina. One hell of a way to start week 1. Shoulda, coulda won the football game, but the offensive exploded, especially in the fourth quarter. They're going on the road to A&M, 18.5 point dogs right now. They're not going to obviously score that many points. UNC, they got a lot of issues on the defense side of the football. They got to figure out. Our boy Gene, I'm praying for you, buddy. I'm praying for you. But they're going to be able to score. A&M still is young on that side of the football, had to replace a lot last year. And everyone knows how I feel about Haynes King. He should not be the starting quarterback at A&M. I think this may be his last go-around if he doesn't perform at a high level. So I think they can keep this thing close. A&M wins the ball game, but I'm thinking anywhere on that 14-point mark. I just don't think, once again, the Aggies have the firepower on offense to be extremely dominant.
After what we witnessed Drake May do, if Lames King can't have success against App State's defense, then yeah, it's time to go, man. My second best bet of the weekend. I swear to you, look at me in the eye. I am not just brown nosing Papa Colin, okay? But sometimes things work out. And I'm going USC minus the 7.5. First off, they're at Stanford. It's a rivalry game, which is always kind of maybe those little rangy things. I think Stanford is pretty bad, though. And I think they're especially weak on the defensive side of the ball. I think when you look at the offensive grades from PFF on USC this week, it's deeply impressive. I think Caleb Williams just kind of smoothly operated to a 19 of 22, 86% completion percentage, 250 through the air, 2 scores. And I know it's against Rice, but they handled their business. Okay. They know the opportunity that the Stanford game is, and it's a great opportunity because I think it is a team that they are clearly better than. And maybe I could be off. My Pac-12, I'm still learning. I'm feeling my way around that league. But this just has SC domination written all over it. I think 7.5 feels a little low, dude. I'm going the Trojans to cover. Fight on.
I like it. Good for you, man. Listen, the only thing that concerns me in this game as you continue to fight on, you keep fighting on T-Bob. The only thing that concerns me in the game is just the atmosphere. Like, this is going to be, like, I don't know if you've ever played in Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt, it's tough to play in Vanderbilt.
It's like high school.
Because it's like high school. You're used to all these packed out stadiums. And maybe in the Pac-12, USC last week was not by any means even close to being sold out, but it feels like more like a high school game. So it's kind of hard to really get up for those games. You're kind of asleep a little bit. You may be dragging, but I do, like you said, this is the USC's opportunity to make a big statement. I think they do come out hopefully firing on all cylinders. They're going to be able to score points on offense. I'm more worried about the other side of the football for USC. Defensively, Stanford's got a pretty good quarterback. Can they slow down their offense is going to be the big question mark. This could be a high-scoring game. Make sure you check out that over-under because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored versus USC heading there to Stanford.
Yeah, that's a great point. I just feel that, like, with the USC weapons, right, they should be able to outstrip. Maybe. We going to see, man. My final best beat of the weekend. Let's head to one of the weirdest, oddest, and sexiest matches of the week, and that's right, a little late-night football, 9:15 in Provo. Dave Aranda taking the Baylor Bears up to Provo to take on BYU in a 21 ranked versus 9 matchup, and I kind of bounce back and forth. Right now on FanDuel, the spread's at 3.5. Really thought about going BYU at first, but then I start thinking about Dave Aranda. I look at that hook on the 3.5. I know that Baylor's replacing a lot, but they look damn solid in week 1. Provo's a brutal place to play, right? And the 3.5 then tells me that on a neutral field, these teams would be close to even. And then I start, again, I look what Baylor did last season, beat Ole Miss 21-7, and ultimately I get pushed into Dave Aranda and trusting him. And I'm rolling with the Baylor Bears. Sick 'em. Plus 3.5 on the road in Provo. Aaron Murray, third best bet.
I like it, man. I'm kind of flirting with even Baylor winning that game outright. I think they're the better football team. I think I love that pick. If you didn't steal it from me, T-Bob, I probably would have gone that with my third one. But I'm gonna go to the swamp, and I am drinking the Kool-Aid of AR-15. I don't know if we can call him AR-15 anymore. I think
it's problematic. Yes,
Anthony Richardson, I am drinking the Kool-Aid along with everyone there in Gainesville right now. And maybe it's less to do with him and Florida and that offense, and I know they're going to be able to continue to get better. Let's not forget, this is only going to be his third start. Like, how crazy is that? What he did last week was only his second start as a collegiate quarterback. He played in some time last year, but not as a full-time starter. So he is going to get more and more confident. I think of it as a Cam Newton season back, and I think you alluded to this a couple weeks ago, T-Bob, and he just got better and better and more confident every single week during that 2010 season. I see that happening for Anthony Richardson and that fan base and that football team. Every week is a new opportunity for him to kind of take that step forward. And it's going to be hard because he was so damn special last week in that home opener win versus Utah. But I'm going to flip it to the other side of the football. Kentucky and their offensive side of the football. Rodriguez, one of their star backs, will not be playing in this game once again. Their offensive line was atrocious, giving up 4 sacks to a Miami of Ohio. You're about to go into 90,000 people screaming, yelling, one of the most hostile environments in all of college football. They are feeling the Heisman love for their quarterback. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be tough sledding for Kentucky to move the football, for Kentucky to score. And you look at the other side of the football and Florida's ability to run. If you can run and dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides at home, you're going to win a lot of games and you're going to win a lot of games big. So I like for the Florida Gators to make a huge statement win against Kentucky and get that 5.5 right now on FanDuel.
So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm rolling my eyes, but I'm not rolling my eyes at the take. I'm rolling my eyes at the fact that I agree with the take, and I'm rolling my eyes at the fact that I hope we're wrong, even though this is best bets, because I don't want to live in a world where the Billy Napier era starts with 2 great home wins at night in the swamp. That's kind of immediately Florida re-announcing themselves to the party. Well, there it is. Your snaps, best bets of the weekend. We're going 3-3 overall last weekend. Let's see how we do this weekend. Shout out FanDuel. Shout out Volume Sports. Now, remember, tomorrow night at midnight Eastern, 11 Central, we'll be live with a full day recap here on Snaps for Week 2 of college football. Thank you to Ryan Brown, my excellent producer. Thank you to you. Like and subscribe to the pod and the YouTube. And we will see you Saturday night.